Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. Okay, our because it's you and I. Right, today we are going to make jollof rice, okay, and not just any jollof rice but Ghana jollof rice. There has been battles and wars about which country has the best jollof rice. I'm not going to get into the argument and all of that, but after this recipe you're going to know that of course the best jollof rice comes from Ghana. Okay, and we are mixing it up a bit, adding spaghetti, so it's like a jollof spaghetti kind of thing. Okay, right? So without wasting much time, let's get started. Of course, I'll put the ingredients in the comment section and you can look through later. So I'm going to start by cooking my beef. I'm using beef, so I'm just gonna cook this with some spices, with some salt and spices. I'm using curry and then some ginger garlic paste. I added some cinnamon and then some cumin. These are my preference, so remember you can just use what you prefer. Okay, but I think the ginger garlic is a must in there. So I'm going to stir it up a bit and then I'm going to cook this for about 30 minutes or until the meat is soft the way I want them, right? Of course, I'm going to add some water to help with the cooking process and to get that stock at the end of the day, right? So yeah, then after 30 minutes, this is what it looks like, quite soft. So I'm just going to get them out and then save the stock, the broth, right? The broth from later. I think stock is from when you cook the bony parts, and then broth is from when you cook the meat, if I'm not mistaken, right? So I'm gonna get everything out and then save the broth for later. We're going to drop it back in the recipe on the dish later on. Okay, so now that my pot is clear, I'm going to add in some oil. I'm using vegetable oil. Then I'm going to fry my meats. Okay, I'm going to fry the meats for them to be, dry and chewy, and it goes so well with jollof rice when you have your meats fried to perfection. So the thing about this jollof wars, and I don't know, but to be honest, I've never eaten any bad Ghanaian jollof rice. Okay, well, let me just say Nigerian has some good. It depends on who is cooking it. I've eaten Nigerian jollof that tastes good. Some I cannot even, like, the appearance itself is so, doesn't invite you to eat. Okay, so let's get back to cooking. So now the meat is brown. I just want them to be a little bit more brown and crunchy at the end of the day, right? So I'm just gonna take them out now that everything is fried. Take out my meats. Just see how it's fried to perfection, the sizzling. So I'm going to add in my onions. I like to use the red onions. You can use any variety that you prefer, but I like to use the red onions for my stews. So yeah, so I'm going to fry the onions for some minutes so it's like not brown but change color. That's what I mean. Then I'm going to add in the remaining of my garlic ginger paste. Garlic ginger is like the Asian jollof rice and stews, and for me I think it's the basis of all spices. It has to be in every food if you want to have that amazing flavor. Okay, so I'm going to add in, I've added in some tomato puree. I'm going to fry this for some minutes and then I'm going to add in some tomato and paprika, okay, chili. I like to use this chilies. I don't like to use the habanero or the popular ones in Ghana because it's very hot. I can't take that level of spiciness. So I like to use either paprika or the chili. So I blended them and I'm going to add it into my sauce, okay, and give it a nice stir to combine everything together beautifully. Wow, just look at the color, so amazing, so beautiful, and so bright red. Shines bright like a diamond. Alright, so I'm going to cook this for some minutes and then I'm adding in my broth. This is from some other recipe I made, a fish marinade, and then this second one I poured in is the broth from the beef. Yeah, so you can, if you have any stock in your freezer that you're not making, you don't have any plans for, you don't know what to use it for, you can just drop it in the jollof rice. Okay, good. So I'm going to cover this for it to simmer for a bit. Oh, forgive my dirty utensils. So after simmering, I'll add some spices and then some salts. Remember, the spices is your choice, okay? Whatever spice you want to use, go ahead and use them. So when the stew is all cooked, I'm going to add some water. And this is what the problem is for most people. People tend of having soggy jollof rice. Add water. I would advise you add 2 cups of water if you're cooking 1 cup of rice, okay? So that when you add, you put your rice in later and then the water is not enough, you can add more water later on. Don't put too much water and then end up not needing it, okay? So when the water boils, I will add in my washed rice, okay? I'm using basmati rice, of course, so it doesn't take so much water. But if you're using a parboiled rice or some other type of rice that takes so long, you need to add more water. And then I'm adding some broken spaghetti. You can use vermicelli, which is already broken for you, but I just used the normal spaghetti. I broke it into little pieces. So I'm going to give everything nice there. Looking good. Beautiful. And then I will leave this to simmer. You see, the water just forms a film above the rice, okay? That's what you want, especially if you're using basmati rice, okay? If you're using any other rice that it takes long to boil, you can make it a double and then fetch off some of the water and then put it aside, okay? So that when you come back and it's still hot, you can add the water, alright? Instead of putting too much water and ending up with the soggy rice, okay? So I'll leave it to simmer for about 20-30 minutes on medium heat. And here we are after 20 minutes, roughly 30 minutes. This is what we have here. So I'll give it a nice stir to mix up everything. So beautiful. As you can see, it's not fully cooked, but then there is still some moisture in there. So I'm just going to give it a nice stir to combine everything to take the quite cooked ones from below and bring it on top, and the one on top below, so they can cook faster. You get a twist. Right, so after I've stirred everything uniformly, I will just leave it. I'm just going to cover it back for it to steam, okay, because there's still some moisture in there. So I'll leave it on a low heat for it to steam beautifully. At this point, if you have a foil, you cover it with a foil. It's much better. It traps the heat inside, but I don't have a foil. I didn't have a foil on that day, so I just covered it with my lid tightly, okay, for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then here we are after 10-15 minutes. This is what we have: shimmering jollof rice and spaghetti, okay? The rice cooks the same as the spaghetti. The spaghetti is not so soggy. Everything cooks adequately, okay? So this is what we have. This is what it looks like. spaghetti jollof rice. Looks amazing. If you don't like the idea of the spaghetti in there, you can just use rice alone. It's the same recipe, the same procedure, okay? And you can use the same for your spaghetti jollof. In case you don't want to use rice, you want to use only the spaghetti, you can use the same procedure, the same recipe, but just use only the spaghetti, okay? Or you can use the penny, how do you call all these ones? I don't know their names, but all the pen, the other ones, fusilli and the rest, okay? Then finally I'm going to add in back my fried beef. Just look how well fried this beef is. So you can mix it together, or you can just keep the beef aside. I don't want to mix it together. I just want the beef to be dry and hard then. That way I think it tastes much better with jollof rice. It's my preference anyway, okay? You can mix it up if you want to. So guys, this is how I made my jollof rice. Thank you for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, okay? Thank you.